Show now. Here he is. Here's the man of the moment. Time for our newest segment on this show, the Prep Dogs. How should I even describe this? Musings with the Prep Dog. Murphy's musings for the night. All right. You were at Redlands Rev. It had to have pained you greatly to watch your two favorite teams in the entire universe play each other. But tell us about the game tonight.
Well, if you want a musing such as it is,
Hold that mic up a little bit closer there, buddy.
I guess it would have to be after the game. You know, Cody Matson made a 24-yard field goal for Rev with no time left to win the game. And so I talked to him briefly, and then I noticed that his dad seemed to be there, or at least somebody lurking close to him that was a Rev parent. And I noticed that on a shirt it said Cody, number 88. So I said, well, you know, you must be the dad. And I started asking him about the final minutes as Rev drove down to kick the winning field goal and how it was for him. And he said that parents were coming up to him and saying, it's going to come down to your son. It's going to come down to your son. And so, you know, the kid goes up there and he booms it through the uprights and they win. And it just kind of, it begs the question of, you know, like if he misses the field goal, does he take the shirt off and slink away? I don't know. But it was very exciting. The Rev fans stormed the field. The players, of course, were jubilant. And on the other side, Redlands was very distraught.
Well, you know, we were watching it earlier, and it was the physicality of the game. You know, was I mean, that's a game that historically has always been very physical, and then it looked intense, as intense of a game as I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, you don't quite get that sense up in the press box. You know, you're pretty removed up there. But yeah, there was some hitting going on.
Let's talk about the way that CBL looks right now. I mean, you know, Rev and Redlands. Rev, do you think Rev will be able to win this league now and close it out? What's your thoughts on that?
Let's see. What did Miller do tonight?
Miller beat Ike 49-0, and you've got Ukaipa, your other favorite team, beating Fontana 4-3 as well. So there you go.
Yeah, you know, I think that Miller could be the stumbling block for Rev. I mean, I expect Rev to close it out, to win all the rest of their games heading into the playoffs. But if they were going to lose to a team, I think it would be Miller.
Okay. Let me just go through this real quick because I want to just point out a couple of games and tell me what you think of these games. And Dave, if you could be switching here. All right. King Corona, 35-28. King wins that one. Reaction.
It's a bit of a surprise. I thought Corona would win, but obviously Hadley must have had a big game.
All right. Heritage, 41-14 over Temescal Canyon.
That's also a surprise to me. You know, I thought Temescal Canyon would win that game.
Did you pick Temescal Canyon?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let me look at this one. Moreno Valley game, their first win of the season. Kevin Pierce not here to rub it in our faces because he's a Moreno Valley alum. But Moreno Valley wins 27-14. What do you think about that one?
It's a very proud game for Kevin Pearson.
Right.
He's not going to get collared with the 0-10.
Right.
He's got to be jubilant.
He is jubilant right now at this point. All right, looking at the rest of our Rancho Verde and La Sierra. I mean, Rancho Verde, you know, this is a team that kind of, I felt started kind of slow, and then basically the same result, 56-7.
Yeah, I thought it would be a lot closer than that, but I guess Rancho Verde's getting it together.
All right. Let's talk about Beaumont. They end Citrus Hills' 20-game league winning streak, 28-6.
Nice, very nice.
I mean, basically, I put them right next to here to Ukaipa because this is probably your next favorite team would be Beaumont, right?
My kid lives in Beaumont.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right. The two Fontana schools, Summit and Kaiser, continuing their torrid pace. We have a 50-0 win, Summit over Patriot, 55-0, Kaiser over Harupa Valley.
I guess Devon Blackman's ankle is better.
I think that Summit is very, very good. I think Kaiser is very, very good too.
Let's not forget that Summit tied Redlands without its two best players.
That's pretty amazing too, and considering how good we've seen Redlands perform. Sanji 28-18 over Royal Valley. Your reaction on that one?
Yeah, I know that Yearwood didn't play. I thought that Arroyo Valley might win anyway, but San G seems to be in mid-season form, which is about right because it's mid-season.
It's week 6. It's week 6 or week 7, depending on how you look at it. All right, on this board, what's the biggest surprise of the night as far as you're concerned?
Wow, I haven't scrutinized the whole thing yet. I would say Temescal Canyon.
The 41-14
Going
win
down, yeah.
going down in that margin of victory too. I mean, that's a big
Right.
margin of victory for Heritage. It seems like Heritage is on the right track now as well. You're searching as well. Let me ask you this. Let's go back to the Chaparral Vista Murrieta game for a second. 45-17. You were up in the press box. Dave Zink and I were down on the field watching that game, and I wasn't. I really enjoyed watching Vista Murrieta and Chaparral play last year. Of course, Antoine Arnold was not playing in that game last night, but I just was kind of bored by that game last night. I don't know why.
Well, you've got a pretty big point differential there.
Right. But I mean, it wasn't there was a couple of nice plays early on. There's 2 big plays. This might be a shootout. This might be different than I expect. Then it just seemed to be kind of like a lot of quarterback keeps, and that was about it.
Vista Murrieta does not play scintillating football, but they are very effective, and
Right.
they hardly make any mistakes. So, that's just what they do.
That was the difference here. Was that Chaparral made all those mistakes. They had turnovers. They got the onside kick that Vista Murrieta recovered right off the bat. I mean, a lot of mistakes early on for that, and a lot of penalties for not getting plays in and things like that too.
And it just seemed like Chaparral was a little outmanned.
Right. Okay. So what do you think of that league? 'Cause that's the league you focus on right now. How is that league?
I got an email, by the way, from one of the kids who ran out on the field and then got tackled by
Tim Daniels. Now, let me tell you this right now. Tim Daniels and Darren Daniels. Darren Daniels is the principal at Vista Murrieta, and those are big guys. I mean, I went to high school with Darren, and he was a shot putter. I think he played football at Arizona. I mean, and Tim is, I think, a couple years older, and they're both fit, strong guys. So,
The
yeah.
beautiful part of it was
Oh, yeah, but Zink's small compared to them.
when they walked the kids in front of the whole audience,
Right.
the whole crowd,
Right.
100 yards in handcuffs.
That was, and they were Vista Murrieta kids, were they Chaparral kids?
I don't know. I really don't.
But they emailed you, though, huh?
Yeah, one of the kids emailed me. I referred to the kids as ne'er-do-wells and miscreants, and then I referred to what they did as the walk of shame. He refers to it as the walk of fame.
Hey, Prep
So he
Dog.
was happy with himself for
He
that.
was pretty
happy.
happy with himself.
Right.
So Prep
that
Dog-
crowd last night, how does it compare to what we saw at Redlands tonight?
Well, the Smudge Pot was the crowd was bigger. That it holds 7,000, and it was pretty full.
Right.
I'm not really exactly sure, but I think that at Vista, what would you say, 5,000?
Easily 5,000, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. All right, that's the Prep Dog, his weekly musings here on HS Game Time Live.